So check out this visitor center here. How fun is this? So all these films have been done here in the Southwest. All the Westerns from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, I guess, would come down here to this part of the American Southwest because it's so incredibly iconic. So it was finally time to leave St. George, Utah. So I spent part of the day getting some work done in the morning and then running errands on my scooter to get ready for travel. I usually check the weather in advance to make sure there's no inclement weather of any type. Wind, rain, just anything that's going to make it difficult to travel I usually check for. And that particular day looked like it was going to be an absolutely beautiful day. It was sunny, it was moderately cool, there wasn't any wind and no rain in the forecast for anywhere in the regions that I wanted to be. So I packed up my scooter, I got in the RV and drove out of town. I had to head south about 9 miles to get onto the turnoff that would take me through a little town called Hurricane, Utah, which is only about 10 miles south of St. George. And I always wondered why it was called Hurricane. I hadn't ever really thought why it might be named that, but on driving out of St. George and then through the valley that Hurricane sits in, the wind picked up precipitously. It turns out there's just something weird about the geology of that particular area. The wind funnels through the valley and it gets really, really windy there, substantially more than St. George and some of the surrounding areas. So once I actually got up out of the valley, I have to traverse up and out this heavy, steep incline. As soon as I got up and above there, the wind went away, and it was nice for the rest of the way. Traveling down into Arizona was quite incredible, actually. Just the land formations are so quintessentially American Southwest, and they were quite beautiful. My destination was a little town called Fredonia, Arizona. And it turns out that Fredonia is not very interesting. And Kanab was only about 7 miles away. So I backtracked up into Utah, and that is where I am at now. I am in Kanab, Utah. Once I got into town, there was plenty of light left, and so I did some exploring. In addition to the little tourism office I showed a bit of at the beginning of the video, I found that throughout the city quite a few signs have been put up showing the many movie stars who filmed in the area over the years. I also found an incredible Southwest-themed restaurant in addition to some other fun and worthy things of exploration in the area. Okay, so there's some more horse sculptures over here at a restaurant. Look at these. Very cool. The American Southwest. How much fun. Wow. This is awesome. I totally just stumbled into this just by parking in town and taking a walk. This is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. So I totally just stumbled into this restaurant. They've done this incredible job of turning this into just a staged old Western town in keeping with kind of the thing about Kanab. But how fun is this? Incredibly fun.
Hold on, babe, come here.
How much fun. Las Vegas, 270 miles.
Yeah, all right. All right, yeah.
I love it. Oh, look at this. Look at this cowboy boot here. How awesome. Look at this old gas pump right here. That's super cool. Oh, look at these facades. Oh, that's so neat. Okay. This is all just a restaurant. So this is all just a restaurant. How fun. Look at this. We pan up. Denny's bathhouse. Look at that. Oh, look inside.
It's heavy.
They've really decked this out with antiques on the interior too.
Can't help it. You gotta lean inside.
How fun. So there are these little plaques all over the place. Kanab, Utah, Utah's Little Hollywood. Sidney Poitier, one of the world's most admired and respected actors. L.Q. Jones, one of Hollywood's most popular character actors. Virginia Mayo. Maureen O'Hara, affectionately called the Queen of Technicolor. Lovely actress Maureen O'Hara appeared in such films as The Quiet Man, Rio Grande, McClintock, Ken Curtis, Daniel Boone, and of course here's Dale Evans, filmed in Kanab in Old Oklahoma, starring John Wayne, Martha Scott, and Dale Evans, 1943. Ronald Reagan, look at that. Charlton Heston, wow. So you're not going to believe this. I have stumbled into kind of one of the most cool things here in Kanab. It's a museum of old movie sets that have been used in various Western types of movies throughout the past 100 years. Many of these are the actual sets that were used in various locations and have been brought here to this museum. This is really fun. Oh, look at this. Barn used in the movie set. Barn used in the movie Outlaw Josey, Wales, filmed in 1976. Since the movie was made, the property on which the set stood was sold and the buildings were going to be destroyed. We received permission to dismantle this building and move it here for the preservation and for enjoyment. Vagabond Windmill. The windmill was first used as a set in 1996 for Kiefer Sutherland's Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, as part of a homestead built in Rockville, Utah on the west side of Zion's National Park. One Little Indian. This was first used for the James Garner, Jodie Foster Disney comedy One Little Indian. It was built in Kanab Canyon along with a barn that is still used by Best Friends Animal Society at its original location. Kanab Canyon was a popular movie ranch, the location for not only One Little Indian but also the Outlaw Josey, Wales, and The Lone Ranger, among other shows. There's a little building here that I don't see a description of. It says Little Hollywood right there. But it was a movie set for something. Look at this in here. Oh, very cool. Look at this old school desk. Oh, there's one over here that looks kind of cool. Look at this. From the outside it doesn't look too interesting, but it says the Outlaw Josey, Wales homestead set. This was a movie set used in Outlaw of Josey, Wales. Very cool. Look at all this. I'm gonna have to go look that movie up. Okay, so this was used. Kenny Loggins, live from the Grand Canyon, 1991. This is the backdrop for a concert video shot at the Grand Canyon. It's a classic example of facade construction, the illusion invoking so much more than what has actually been built. So look at this. This is just another sort of set of some sort. Look at this. Look at all these artifacts.